Wow, so I was not expecting that plot twist by the end with Berholdt. And the thing about it is, just when you think it's going well for the human side with Reiner incapacitated, nope, Berholdt switches things around on the Titan side. So who the hell knows what's going to happen next? It looks pretty dire right now. That being said, they start off with a flashback, and I guess props to the character development for Berholdt for what it's worth. But that being said, it starts off with a flashback when Eren is plugging up a wall with the stone, and but Reiner kind of slips out his ability as a Titan, and guess who overhears this but Marco? And I guess that's the reason why he had to die. Now he didn't have to, but he overheard the conversation. So and Reiner and Berholdt like, oh, we're just joking around, we're just kidding, right? So Marco's like, oh, there's no time for this. So he darts off, and then he gets in his head that Eren can transform into a Titan, a human. So he gets these thoughts, and as this is happening, okay. So the flashback, I knew they were going to try away and make Reiner and Berholdt's story kind of sympathetic to the viewers, but the only thing this flashback did was make you even more pissed off at Reiner, because he initially acted without thinking, because he attacked he attacked Marco, and then he was in a position to take his This is where things get messed up, because Berholdt's like, what the hell are you doing? Reiner is thinking of impulse. He just reacted. In comes Annie, and Marco thinks that Annie's going to help out, but she's in on this too, which makes things even more fucked up. Reiner's like, oh, Marco overheard the conversation about us being the Titans, so we're screwed. So Annie's like got this expression on her face like, oh, what, you idiot. So now they have to do the dirty work, and in comes a Titan, and Reiner unfairly says to Annie, get rid of his ODM gear, because we're going to feed him to the Titans, so he doesn't spill the beans. And Annie's like, what the fuck? She's reluctant at first, but then this is where Reiner coaches her in by using her father. And I sympathise with I sympathise with Annie and Berholdt to a certain extent, because you can see the reluctance on their face, but Reiner isn't reluctant at all. Given the situation, like he's determined to see this thing through. So internal conflict, but then she just does it anyway. She's guilty of sin, despite her. Just where we see the trio looking at Marco getting devoured by a Titan is fucked up, considering everything you know that's about to happen. So Reiner, Berholdt, and Annie made the decision. We move on from the flashback to that, and it is saddening. I mean, Annie's expression tells it all. But about it is, even though they're trying to make it sympathetic towards sort of viewers for this trio, we don't really know why they joined the Titan side to begin with. Why they infiltrated the scout regiment so they can get information, so they can end the war with the humans. So they already made the decision, and until we know why, it seems obviously to do with the hometown, but we don't really know that for certain. So it's hard to feel sympathetic towards Reiner and Berholdt. I'm pretty sure nobody's going to sympathise with Reiner. If I did anything, people are just going to be more gun-ho about Eren or Mikasa taking his head off after all this. But Annie has been kind of in the middle. She did duke it out with Eren. And we move on into the flashback to where they're talking about, I guess, the final stages before the Ash hides in the wall. We think the Berholdt's hiding in the wall too, but it's kind of ingenious how they revealed that. So we'll settle this battle here. They do have a conversation with Zeki as the Beast Titan about Annie being captured. It's like, oh, she'll be fine. I'm sure she's kicking the fuss up. She's not want to go down quietly, which to me could be foreshadowing as to what's to come next after this battle, because it seems we know the manga's still ongoing, so whatever happens here is not going to be the final arc. So interesting. And another thing too is when Reiner talking to Berholdt, he's talking about, oh, as a Colossal Titan, you have the most potential out of all of us, which I was mentioning in my previous review. We don't really know what Berholdt can do in a Colossal Titan form in a fight. We know what he can do destructive-wise. I mean, he did lunge out of Eren, like I mentioned, but other than that, we really... So I'm hoping we get that answered. It kind of clarified by the end, but we haven't seen a whole lot. So I'm hoping that changes, but man, somebody's got to step up big time. Anyway, this is where we go to the present, and this is where Reiner's hiding in the walls, where the trail with the coffee and all that. So we go back into present time, and I think it's kind of ironic how it's John that's laughing his ass off about Reiner's situation because we know the connection between Marco and John. And I think regardless of what happens to him by the end, he has to know the truth by the end of this. I just think there has to be something that has to be resolved. Then we have everybody else. He's looking at everybody else, and they're shook up by this. Sasha and Connie, they're just tearing up because of the situation, which is kind of getting annoying considering the situation. I mean, I understand they are comrades, and Aaron had the same expression in season 2 when he found out that Ryan and Berholdt were traitors pretty much before he transformed. But even he had to adapt quickly to make a correct decision to help out the humans. So it's the same thing here, but I love how Jean's like coaching him, Connie and Sasha. So Pierce is Reiner's down for the count, and Berholdt's waiting for the signal. And this is why we couldn't find out. We thought Reiner and Berholdt were both hiding in the walls. Turns out Reiner was the only one hiding in the walls. Berholdt was just waiting for the signal to lash in. So that was kind of interesting. So this is where things look okay. But then this is where Reiner just screams out and gives the signal to Berholdt. And we come to find out he's actually in the barrel with the luggage titan, I guess, who's talking to Louise Titan on Zeke to give him the barrel and initiate the plan. Everyone's looking at all what the fuck is going on here. So the Beast Titan throws the barrel like a pitch and just throws it into the air. And this is where Berholdt's supposed to transform into the Colossal Titan. It kind of reminds me of Luffy in episode 1 of One Piece, when he's in the barrel, he just busts out there waiting for the signal. But here it's like he doesn't transform into Colossal Titan yet because he sees Reiner in the barrel and he just goes for Reiner to save him. And he realizes that he's unconscious when he made the transformation into Armored Titan because of the state it was in back to Levi. Bolt has to do what he has to do. You know, we need to get out of here. And before they ditch and leave the place, everyone's like, we need to take them out now. And Arm is like, no, wait, we need to talk this out. Which is interesting because Marco, before he got killed, he was yelling, and Berholdt was the one that overheard this. We didn't have the chance to talk things out, which is exactly what Armin was saying to Hanji, which could have turned out to be a mistake. It might talk things out because Berholdt's more like the reserved one, the quiet one. So, look, this is not Naruto. This is not like Naruto taught no jutsu in Obito, and I'm glad that didn't happen because of everything that's gone down. I mean, Obito killed a shit ton of people, so the fact that it ended with top jutsu. So I'm glad they did do that with this episode of Attack on Titan because especially with what they showed with Marco. Can you imagine how awkward things got if that would have worked after all this? No. I have to give him credit. He doesn't hesitate, and he's like, and at one point Armin uses the same strategy to lure him in with anger when he's using Annie. Using that method again, it's not going to work. So you can have everybody else swoop in and finish off Reiner. So he's aware of what Armin's up to, but Armin's the one shaking, and I'm like, oh gosh, it's like he's hesitating, and because he's confused by the situation of Berholdt where he stands, but Berholdt pretty much makes it known, like, no, we're not hesitating, we're not here to talk things out anymore. Get to this, regardless of how wrong it may be. And so there's the development for Berholdt. So Armin's at a crossroads. So interesting because Armin's like, is it because you see us as the spawn of evil? And Berholdt's like, no, we don't. We still see you as comrades, and which is how it has to be. And Risey says that. Mikasa jumps in. My girl's trying to put in the work, so Mikasa trying to put in some damage. And in my opinion, trying to get Berholdt away from Armin, because if she really wanted to kill Berholdt, I think she would have done it there and then. Because Levi sure as hell didn't hesitate when it came to Reiner. I do have to give props to Berholdt because of him not hesitating. He was able to fend off Mikasa's attacks, but again, I don't think she attacked with the intent to kill, because if she did, we saw the difference in season 2. So I'm just throwing that out there. He retreats, he backs off, Mikasa gets him away from Armin, and then Mikasa's like the one that points out Berholdt's kind of changed in that regard. So people assumed he was hiding in the wall, myself included. I thought that too. But it's ingenious how they hit him in the barrel, not knowing. And then he transformed into the Colossal Titan. However, Hanji's group, Hanji and the rest of Levi's squad, some of the fighter were way too close to that transformation, so I don't know what happened to them. We don't really know if they're dead. I doubt it, just because we haven't seen Hanji yet. I mean, there was a red flag in part 1 when Hanji looked like she got killed, but we know she survived. So the Colossal Titan's about to make his move, and even Eren is like kind of thrown back by this, because it's like, what the hell is Armin trying to accomplish here by talking things out? I don't know what Eren can do against the Colossal Titan, and if Reiner looks like he's making a recovery, that's going to be a problem, because it's going to be 2-on-1. We've got the Beast Titan about to make a move. We know Levi's going for that target. So it's going to get crazier from here, so I just can't wait to see what happens next. Those are my thoughts. Please tell me in the comments. That's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like this review if you did. Subscribe to Attack on Titan. Catch you guys later. Thanks, guys. Bye.